What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Hey guys, this is Rosa and welcome to True Heel Heat.
What's up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Heel Heat. Who better? Nobody.
All right, hello, True Heel Heat. I'm the AEW World Champion, MJF. Just in case you're deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or since you listen to this podcast poor, you're listening to True Heel Heat, and I apologize for that.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter. I don't know why it cut me off, but True Heel Heat episode 191. Have fun playing Jon Moxley on TV. As we discussed last night's March 26, 2025 edition of AEW Dynamite as only we can. And of course, to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the man of 59,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticism of Toni Khan and All Elite Wrestling. As always, he is Jimmy Macram. How are you doing, Jim?
I'm good. Hello, ladies and gents. I hope you're all doing well.
There you go. There he was nice and concise with that one. No, he had nothing bad to say this week because he's actually he's still tired, but he's in a relatively good mood today.
Yeah, good episode last night. Just a bunch of wrestling and
I didn't even catch that last part, but it's okay.
What's going on with you? Pay attention.
No, it's my headphones were messed up. My headphones were I had no snare in my headphones.
A bunch of wrestling and dummies staying out of the way. That's a win for everybody.
Of course, you can't say nothing good. You can't say anything good without having a backhanded compliment in it, right?
The best I can do is even the playing field. At this point, Triple H might need to stay out the way.
Well, we kind of came to a consensus. Shout outs to Sat E. Niengi, where we kind of agree with Sat's assessment of Triple H is booking like someone who feels like he has no influence anymore.
Yeah, he's booking like somebody who doesn't want to take any risks. Chat GPT ass booking. Sorry. Hey, Chat. What's the easiest way to fucking keep my job? Well, just do nothing. And the wrestling fans stick around, so who cares?
Or he's doing it like with an 8-ball, but the 8-ball keeps giving you the same answer, where it's just like, what should I do this week with this feud? Pull apart brawl? Okay, I guess so. What should I do?
That shit.
Pull apart brawl? Okay.
That shit is jarring. I remember having the thought 2.5 years ago that these pull apart brawls is starting to get a bit much. We're seeing one like every 2 months. We see one every week, every 2 weeks. This shit's ridiculous.
No, it's every week, especially on SmackDown. They did one with Tiffany and Charlotte 2 weeks ago, and then did one with Punk, Roman, and Seth last week. And we're probably gonna get one on Friday's show in London.
Oh my god, it's fucking disgusting. Sir, let it go. If you're gonna get, that's the thing. Are you not in danger of losing your job? You're already freaking out. Good lord. All right, we won't get into it.
Why do you think he's going into the Hall of Fame this year? They was like, we got to get this shit in there real quick. We got to get this shit.
That's what made me have that thought, is that this nigga is consolidating power. Make sure they can't touch me. Hall of Fame. Open the show. I'm doing everything. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. Good lord.
Dude, him over here. Bruce Pritchard. He's still here. Why is he still here?
Road dogs and turf. It's like I can't. I tried to follow every fucking excuse they gave on the internet, and I could not buy any of them. They blamed Netflix. I was like, SmackDown is distinctly worse, so that's not. TKO. Yeah, TKO. I was like, I don't see it. This feels like a Triple H thing. It doesn't feel like bad booking. It feels like a new policy. This stinks. I'm sorry. I love you. You know what I do. It is what it is. It stinks. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? It stinks. That's all I can do. Sorry.
But I did tell you, because we now film 2 days a week because we watch Daredevil Born Again. The best right now it looks like it's gonna hit that best Disney Plus Marvel show yet. It's right underneath for me right now, behind WandaVision and Low Key, but it's in the top 3 already. But I think by the end of the season it'll pass both of those easily. But we do 2 times a week, and I said when we do this show I will be live and I will give you credit, because the first person, when everybody was like, oh, this is a dream match, oh, this is gonna be great for Tiffany's career, there was one person who told me, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. They have too much to save for this to work. And it was Jimmy Macram. So I want to say right here on the air, live with you, Jimmy was right. Tiffany and Charlotte it's not even like not worked. This is like an all-time bad WrestleMania build. It's all time. Like it's in the conversation with Booker T and Triple H.
Well, at least Booker and Triple H, they established the difference between the two. Even not like they did it, but they certainly did that. I love how we were supposed to get Triple H is supposed to be a degenerate piece of garbage in that build-up. That was the whole point. Booker T was awful, and Triple H was less sophisticated. When meanwhile he was murdering people like 2 years ago. I got off. Anyway, Tiffany and Charlotte, they're too much alike, and I think with the new booking philosophy or Charlotte's influence, whatever you prefer, there's no way to establish a dichotomy, because the way to do that would be to say Charlotte's washed up. She's an old mess. and Tiffany's future. But you can't do that. Instead, Triple H tweets, I know I'm knocking your heart this episode, is what it is. Triple H tweets, oh, they're both in their prime. That is the opposite way to do this. You one or the other, either Tiffany's too early or fucking Charles too late. Not that both in their prime. Good Lord. Lord.
They're like meteors and they're meeting at the collision course.
Oh.
But yes, we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We are here every Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. AEWramble, the best AEW Dynamite review in the land. So, of course, we want to interact with all of you guys and hear your thoughts on last night's AEW Dynamite. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And for AEWramble, we always appreciate the support. And of course, we hit our goal for a couple of the streams that we did. So we'll be doing a Q&A right immediately following this stream, our review here for members of the channel. So if you are not a member, hit the join button. $1 a month gets you exclusive content, just like our Q&As that we've been trying to do. This is our second one we'll be doing today immediately following this review. So join us for that if you are a member. Just like I Make Beats, who says, what's good, THH folks? Another AEWramble, let's get it. We got Ace who says, what's up, SP3 and Jimmy? AEW Dynamite was a great show last night. We got Eric Isaac in the chat who says, hey, THH fam, the Megasis pins the champ and Swerve and Mox face to face, but the real battle is Willow versus Shafir. I will say, the quality of the segment did go up when Willow came out.
Let's say I couldn't tell you what much happened after that. Just watching legs. Don't mind me. I couldn't even pretend to tell you.
So we show pervert. We got Power Driver Finisher. He says, Jimmy in a good mood. Perfect time to just say the name Speedball Mike Bailey.
Kenny Omega. Oh my God, it's a High School Musical. What the fuck is this? I mean, Kenny Omega look like The Rock out there. What is going on? Oh Lord. Nick Wayne, Steve Austin. What is this? Holy shit. This is the
Good
guy? All right.
Good to see Ten Rosa in the chat joining us today. We also got Meet Normus in the chat joining us today. Good to see you, good brothers. We got your favorite Frantic World's in the chat who says, what's up, SP3, Jimmy, and Chad? I never thought we would see Von Wagner on TV again. Come Tuesday, came on Wednesday. There you go. Von Wagner, the great Von Wagner.
All right.
Frantic World also says that Avengers Doomsday cast is looking very good so far. I hope that's not the entire cast.
I hope so. Why not? Who do you want to see? Chris Evans.
I want some surprises.
Oh my God. What the fuck are we doing? It's like talking about like it's a fucking birthday party or an amusement park. It's supposed to be a movie. This stinks already. I'm so annoyed. This thing should have died after Endgame. God damn it.
That was the finale of MCU for you, huh?
Just we've given up on any type of storytelling importance. Everything is it's a cameo now. So you need to focus on.
I think you just haven't got over the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is back.
I wouldn't mind him coming back. Him as Dr. Doom is pure fucking insanity. It's rubbing it in our noses, and it makes the whole thing an unworthwhile process. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Worst casting of all time. Sorry.
God
Argue
damn,
with somebody
that's
else.
Harsh. That's harsh. Sony's got a couple of bad casting, but okay, I understand. I do understand. But yes, we're going to get into AEW Dynamite here. The last night's AEW Dynamite was from St. Paul, Minnesota. What did you think about the crowd last night in St. Paul?
Good crowd. I like the crowd. Solid crowd.
Yeah, I thought they were loud. I like the building. I like how it looked aesthetically. The Minecraft crossover,
Oh,
that felt kind of weird at times, especially with the paper on the guardrail. It looked like Jack Black was watching the show.
Nick Khan will pay for his crimes.
Nick Khan brought over crossovers to professional wrestling and advertisements.
Disgusting. Good Lord. That'd be nice. Oh. I'm going to burn all the bridges over there. Already shot on Triple H for an hour. So shit on Nick Khan.
Don't do that. Don't do that to my goat. Don't do that to my goat. AEW Dynamite comes on the air with a Minecraft-inspired intro. We're back to the regular theme that they debuted at the beginning. At the end of last year, they debuted this theme. They debuted the Pointer Sisters at the beginning of the year, but he only used that like once, and he just said, "You know what? Y'all complain too much."
I mean, it's probably a good idea. Not really a wrestling theme.
It wasn't. So yeah, we get the video package inspired by Minecraft with a partnership with the movie. We get the LED boards, got the Minecraft advertisements as well. Excalibur welcomes us alongside Taz and Tony Schiavone, and we're going right to our opening contest, which is the Vanilla Baby, Blake Christian. He's going one-on-one with AEW International Champion Kenny by God Omega. Blake Christian, they showed highlights during his time in Ring of Honor, as well as the 0 Hour earlier this month at Revolution. Omega comes out to Battle Cry, not the over-the-top Final Fantasy song that he comes out for the big matches. This is not a big match for Kenny Omega here, so you knew right from the intro for him that he wasn't going to take this too seriously. And I like the fact that this is actually shorter than the Allen Angels match, the infamous Allen Angels match, Jimmy. We talked about that when we recorded the Daredevil episode. We was like, is it going to be the same length as the Allen Angels match? No, it was actually shorter. So Omega fired off some headlock takeovers in the early going. Blake Christian responded with some agility, keeping up, and then he flipped off Omega in the face. We got a series of chops and high stack back suplex by Omega. Blake used his speed for a dropkick, mocking the Omega gun pose, and gouged his eyes, hitting a spear on the apron. He then did an inverted tope over the top rope to the floor. He tried for a handspring elbow, but Omega got a pump knee right to the back of the head. Lee Johnson got on the apron. He got a right hand for his troubles. Omega then hit multiple snapdragons, a leg trap net breaker on the knee, a V-trigger flush, knocking Blake, it looked like the fuck out. And then he just follows it up with the one-wing angel. 4 minutes, 35 seconds. Kenny Omega picks up the victory here to kick off AEW Dynamite. Post-match, Omega gets on the mic and he says that it's unfortunate that he can't wrestle every week like he'd like to, but he promised them that he'd make it quick tonight. So Tony Khan had no choice but to sign on the dotted line to let him wrestle. Omega said that it'll be a lot longer of a battle at Dynasty when he faces Ricochet and the newcomer to AEW, Speedball Mike Bailey, and that brought out Speedy out here to confront the AEW International Champion. Right on cue, his music hit. He came out to a solid ovation, some Speedball chants. Bailey congratulated Omega on the win, saying that he's an inspiration. He admires Omega as a person and a champion, but come Dynasty, he won't hold back or hesitate to kick his head clean off and take the international championship. The crowd actually booed that, and Bailey played into it, but then they were both interrupted by Ricochet, who is joining us from his wedding. This is the best outfit he's wore on either AEW or WWE television. As much as he liked to be there in person, fortunately for everyone, today is his wedding. He says that this is the best day of his life until April 6th. when he beats Cornball and the former Best Bout Machine to become the international champion. Ricochet says that continue to argue about the inevitable as he'll leave Dynasty with the gold and the girl. Omega said congratulations are in order, but Dynasty isn't about making friends. He has a cat. He doesn't need any more friends. That was a great line. As big of a piece of garbage as Ricochet is, he says Bayley isn't Omega's friend. As there's only one thing Omega has time for is his legacy and the international championship. Omega said both Bayley and Ricochet are both stepping stones and bids the crowd adieu as he says goodbye and good night and raises the AEW International Championship in front of Speedball. As we know, it will be a triple threat at Dynasty coming up a week from this Sunday. This was short, concise, to the point. It took about 10 minutes in totality between entrances, the matchup, and the promo exchange. So this was fine, but not the best use, I think, of Kenny Omega and the build to the Dynasty matchup. But understandable with Ricochet not being there. What did you think?
Fine is a good word. Match was fine. I don't know what the fuck Blake Christian is, and apparently I don't need to know. Great. Move on. Promo-wise, nobody was great, but Omega was Ric Flair, CM Punk compared to fucking Speedball. Ricochet gives across the douchebag. So even without talking much,
him doing this as he was like, "Look at me, I look $1 million."
Outfit. Then he's getting married to Samantha, so immediately makes him hateable, cocksucker. But yeah, this was painless. I'll say solid buildup. I don't know if you don't believe Kenny Omega is going to lose. This did nothing to make you think Kenny Omega was going to lose. As people had to stand there as Omega got back on the mic. It's hilarious. Goodbye. My catchphrase. And I'm leaving first. Beat it. Sorry. I'm standing here looking stupid. All right.
Hey, Ace, I'm not turning on Blake Christian real fast. I'm more of a Kenny Omega fan than I am a Blake Christian fan. I love the Vanilla Baby, but not against Kenny Omega. I love Vanilla Baby on Ring of Honor. If this was him versus Commander or Lee Moriarty or Chris Jericho, I'd be all for the Vanilla Baby. But against Kenny Omega, no, this was about what it needed to be.
Damn. All right. Fair enough. How old is Blake Christian?
I think Blake is very talented, but he has not been featured on AEW television to go 50-50 or even 70-30 with Kenny Omega.
Sure.
We got Power Driver finisher. He says Speedball needs to win, and
Why?
He says
Explain yourself. Explain your fucking self.
He says, and Ricochet is in the Miz realm where he's a heel for just being married to a smoke show. That's a good comparison.
Very true. Good on him. Hopefully it fucking pans out better in the ring. Fucking Miz. Sorry. I'm shitting on the Miz. He didn't even do anything. Yeah. Yes.
You got Frantic World that says congrats to Ricochet and Samantha. Agreed. Congrats to them. Happy for them.
Indeed. She's a show on TV.
Absolutely. I've been saying this for weeks. Ever since he turned heel, just have her do the intro. Just have her do his personal ring announcer.
Another fan of Vince McMahon, by the way. Talking about if Vince was in charge, she would have at least gotten a shot at doing other stuff. I'm telling you, he's got this fatherly thing over quite a few. Cena, Rock, Brock, Dragon, Mercedes. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Everybody except his son-in-law.
his son and his son-in-law. And his daughter.
Everybody who knows him hates his guts, but you hang out with him for a couple hours. He's very likable.
If you work with him, he's very likable. If you live with him, not so much. Footage of Bandito regaining his brother Gravity's mask on Collision was shown, as was the young kid who flipped off Jericho on the show. We go to the learning tree backstage as Chris Jericho said that it's time for all the masks to be removed. He says Big Bill and Brian Keefe have been under the branches of the learning tree so long without using the wisdom bestowed upon them. Jericho questions if they believe it's still worth it being associated with him, and if so, prove it to him. Bill and Keith walk off as Jericho congratulates Bandito on getting back Gravity's mask, but he didn't want Gravity's mask. He wants Bandito's. Jericho then challenges Bandito to a title versus mask match at Dynasty. Is it worth the sacrifice to possibly make Bandito's mother cry again? He thinks it is. And he'll see him at Dynasty in Philadelphia on April 6th. That match, we'll see if it's made official on Collision. But I was like, dude, y'all just announced that there's a Ring of Honor pay-per-view at the beginning of May. Why are we doing this ROH World Title match on the Dynasty pay-per-view?
When is that? April 17th?
No, May 2nd.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's an odd choice. Outside of the fact that Chris Strickland doesn't want to miss another pay-per-view.
He's like Tony. I've already missed 2 in a row. Nah, I can't do it anymore.
I need that in the check. I gotta be honest. Just watching the recap of all this seemed interesting to me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's in the little spurts. It's a good feud.
This is a good story that they're telling so far with the whole Jericho and Bandito on. It's been mostly on like Collision, most of the stuff that's gone down, and then the Revolution 0 Hours when they did the angle with Gravity. But it is objectively been one of the better Jericho stories in totality in recent memory.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. He does seem more focused. We'll say. I don't know about motivated, but more focused than usual. Yeah. Not all over the fucking place.
No. All in the game says, why was that little girl with the abs who cussed out? Who was that little girl with the abs who cursed out Jericho? I mean, she was great though. I don't know who she was, but she was great. My missus thought that was a kid, that was a boy though.
Damn, this is on Collision.
Yeah, it went viral. Her Jericho getting cursed out by the kid. Because she gave him the middle finger, and then he says, "You don't even know what that means." And she was like, "It means fuck you."
Beautiful. Glad to see the youth's in good hands. Certainly a tremendous mother there. Oh, God. Child services. Take this little kid away. Put her in a mine somewhere because she can be of use. A sweatshop of some kind, please and thank you.
Jesus Christ, what are we doing?
This kid's a deviant. Instill some discipline, please and thank you.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Do you think Little Hop Sing is fucking flipping the bird? What's happening?
What?
Just
Jesus Christ. Next up, we get MJF. He comes out to the ring. He chucked his gum into the crowd as usual and immediately took a shot at Prince, saying that like Michael Jackson had a much longer and more lucrative career than Prince, and he makes fun of their Minnesotan accents before telling them to shut the hell up. MJF took out the MVP business card and invited MVP to the ring to talk, as he's been looking at this card for 2 long weeks. Loud chant for MVP when he comes out to the Hurt Syndicate theme song. Big "We hurt people" chant, as well as MVP when the music stops. MJF said that we can all agree MVP is a legend in the sport of wrestling and compliments his new cane. After everything that happened between MJF and Adam Cole, he promised that he'd never do the friends thing again. But there's something that he noticed about Montel. This was the first time that I think anybody's called him Montel, or I think maybe Swerve did, but it felt more like a friendly way of saying it from MJF. He says Montel is that he doesn't do friends either. He does business. MJF said that his decision is he'd like to be in the business of hurting people. MJF offers his hand out to shake with MVP to accept his offer to join the Hurt Syndicate. But then the music of the Hurt Syndicate hits again, and out comes Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, the AEW World Tag Team Champions. We get a big ovation for them as well, and we hurt people chants. Big chant for Shelton, as this is a Minnesota crowd, and he's a native of Minnesota, did his college years in Minnesota. We get a big face-off, as you said, with main event Bobby Lashley and MJF. Before Lashley looks like he's offering his hand out to MJF. MJF looks like he's about to accept, but then Lashley asks for the business card back. Lashley hands MVP his tag team title, and then he takes the card and he rips it up in front of MJF's face. He then puts his fist up to MJF's face, but MVP gets between them. MJF told MVP he thought they were cool, as MVP holds back Lashley and Benjamin, and MJF bails to the back. Then we get all of a sudden the learning trees. Big Bill and Brian Keefe interrupt this whole drama as MJF heads to the backstage area. And they say that first Brian Keefe gets on the mic and says, "Don't worry, they aren't out to join their group therapy session. They have real business to address." MVP told Big Bill to get his bitch on a leash. I was like, God damn!
Insanity.
What the fuck? MVP it says that, and then Big Bill responds and he says that he sees the AEW World Tag Team titles, and he doesn't see any challengers. As MVP hilariously responds, neither do I.
Jesus, Charlotte Flair.
Big Bill says he can't tell if MVP is American Psycho or Iceberg Slim. Are you a pimp or a businessman? And MVP says he's a little bit of both. So he's about to have his boys look like bitches. Big Bill said that MVP is the MVP of being the Hurt Syndicate's bitch, and says that he never lost the AEW World Tag Team Championships, as he held the titles and Sting beat his partner and retired, so he never got a rematch. MVP says that why don't they actually win a damn matchup, and then they might get an opportunity to fight for the titles. Lashley and Big Bill had a face-off before the Hurt Syndicate walked off to the back. Later in the show, we did follow up with the Hurt Syndicate backstage to hear what they had to say about what went down with MJF, and if they had a response to Big Bill and Brian Keefe. This was who was this? This was Alicia too, who met up with them backstage.
That's why they kicked her out. Get out of here, fucking snitch.
It's like, aren't you? No, they should have done like Christian said. Aren't you related to MJF? Get out of here. She asks if MJF is in or out, and MVP politely asks her to step aside, as Lashley questions why MVP would even invite MJF into their group. MVP says last week he told Lashley and Benjamin to take some time off, something MVP never has, as they always talked about getting a fourth member of the team. Lashley said that MJF is not who they were thinking. He's too grimy and he's untrustworthy. But MVP says that he likes that. He likes those qualities. But if they don't want him in the crew, it's something that they can revisit. But for now, they need to focus on this big bill business. I found all of this interesting, but I don't know if I found all of this good. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. Like, I don't like the fact that we're already teasing any type of dissension within the Hurt Syndicate of them not being on the same page. I do like that we have contenders that are stepping up to the Hurt Syndicate, but have some contenders that's actually won tag team matches. Big Bill and Brian Keith have won 0 tag team matches in their whole entire time being in the Hurt Syndicate, which has been for almost a year now. They've never won a tag team match with Keith and Big Bill on their own. They've only won trios matches. So this is not the type of teams that I think should be stepping up. Whatever happened to the Murder Machines? Because the Murder Machines have actually won tag team matches since they had their whole brief encounter with the Hurt Syndicate. I have no belief that our Learning Tree are going to actually win a match to actually face them, because you did this type of angle with the Murder Machines and we never even got that matchup. So that didn't really work for me. I didn't really like MVP becoming Charlotte Flair for a lot of the promo exchange here. I thought Big Bill said his lines and his promo well, but it just felt like MVP was putting a bucket of cold water on this whole thing. I do like the Hurt Syndicate and MJF portion of this. That was intriguing that MVP has his history with MJF, wants him in the group, but Lashley and Benjamin are like, nah, we can't trust this nigga. Get him the fuck out of here. And I like the tease of a fourth member. I think it does lead to Cedric Alexander coming in here and joining the group since he left WWE already. And maybe we could do a babyface Hurt Syndicate versus MJF. I think that would be the direction I would go in. And maybe we could do even MJF versus MVP. So there was stuff I liked, stuff I didn't like, but all of it was at least interesting. What did you think?
That's a good way to put it. The MJF stuff I found very interesting. I thought it was really well done. Lashley talking off microphone was really good, as is him tearing up the card, and as is MJF having the appropriate response. Time to go. Time to get out of here. Good on you, sir. This does set up MVP. I don't know how we've set this up long-term wise. This is kind of a snaky thing to do, to invite a fourth member when the other two aren't here. That's a wild thing to do, especially MJF of all fucking people. Did I need to call? Should I have checked in? Yeah, you should have checked in. If fucking the snakiest, biggest star in the company should be invited into our group. Yeah, that was a phone call would have been nice.
You want Hitler to join the Black Panthers?
Do you want to? Yeah, check in. Yeah, phone call would have been nice. As for MVP and Big Bill, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I don't know if MVP is just old school or he doesn't fuck with the two of them, namely Brian Keith. He really is not like Brian Keith at all, it appears. First of all, called him a bitch like 2 or 3 times. Called him his girlfriend at one point. And then he says we need to handle this Big Bill business. Wait, what? There was another guy right there. Are you not aware? Now,
that was wild. Wild.
Well, to be fair, I could have been an accident. He's an old black guy. My godfather used to do that. There would be me, my mom, and my sister, and he would say, I need to drop off David, Evelyn, and them. It's like, well, all right. It's just right there. There's only 3 of us. I don't know why the and them was needed. But yeah, we know he's not a fan of Coons. This is not a shot at Swerve. We'll get to that.
You had to preface that.
He's not a fan of Coons. He said that in like real life several times. He didn't say Coons. He said shucking and driving. So maybe he views Brian Keith as one of them. I don't know. It's possible. I mean, he does have an angry black guy routine, so it's possible. You know what I mean?
Could be. We got a couple of comments to highlight here. We got a super chat donation from our good brother Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. Always appreciate the support. So that's why we
come on now. Oh my gosh, Siobhan, what the hell is wrong with you?
Will Chisholm says Bobby was like, "You not putting the white boy in our group?" Basically,
fucking crazy. I don't like how that was not addressed. We need somebody else to try to join, so we know if it's just a race thing.
I wish he would have said he doesn't fit some of our criteria.
If he could have said that's racist. Whoa! He's a scumbag. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Whoa. He's not trustworthy. What are you talking about? He doesn't have a good tan. What are you talking about? We got Annika who says this was kind of weird. I don't mind not knowing where a story is going, but if MJF doesn't join the group, what was the point? The point is you're probably going to feud with the group.
I don't know how much they care about continuity, but MJF definitely needs to find a group now. You've already shown that you're willing to do it. Now you need to find one.
Yeah.
Or build one, preferably.
Who would you put in the MJF faction?
I gotta be honest. MJF doesn't need an actual group. He needs heavies. So
yeah.
I know it's been a while. Nick Camarado will be in the group. I don't know. He's still on the roster.
I don't know if he. I think he got let go. I would run it. The first person I thought of, I was like, run it back, Wardlow.
I like that. Is the Butcher still here?
Yeah, Butcher's still
here. Those are my
here.
three then.
I would bring in Bishop Dyer.
I don't know who that is.
Baron Corbin. They're friends in real life.
Okay. Listen, and none of them could talk. Sorry. Or could talk every once in a while. But yeah, the rest of you, you're here to just beat people up and take a pen. That's it. Sorry.
And if he's gonna leave the learning tree, why not Big Bill? They're both from the New York area. They MJF was the one who debuted Big Bill in AEW when he was doing the whole obstacles against Wardlow ahead of Double or Nothing in 2022.
That's true. That's very, very true. I like it. Now, Wardlow's an interesting case. I would like for them to come to some type of understanding where it's like this is not going to be like before. I'm not your bitch. We're partners. MJF be like, sure. Yeah, of course. Let me say it.
Of course. Yeah, of course. You want a raise? Yeah, here's a raise. Yeah, all the money.
That's a question. What happened to Wardlow? You hurt?
Yeah, he got hurt last year. He's been out for a year though. Anytime anyone's out for longer than it probably thinks it is, unless they're Jamie Hayter and people start asking about them, and then we get like various vague reports, I'm always being like, I don't know, he's been out a little too long. He might make negotiations to get up out of here, because we just had this week, speaking of something that we should discuss, Saraya announced her departure from AEW this week.
I'm not a Saraya fan. No offense. You look fantastic. But if we knew her contract was up, why didn't we do more with her?
Her contract is not up. Her contract is up in September, but they did a mutual parting of ways.
She was like, I'm going to leave. He was like, all right, sure. Enjoy Triple H answering your phone call. If you call him honestly.
She's already on interviews being like, I would love to do stuff with WWE, and WWE just leaving her on red.
Now listen, I'm not going to take any shots. I don't think. It depends on how this sentence finishes. But I do feel like there's always, if the creative is good enough and the talent is good enough, there's always a spot for everybody. However, there's nothing creatively that's made me believe that they can use Saraya in any way that'd be interesting at all, even a little bit. Sorry. So we're good on that. I don't need a Saraya pull-apart brawl with fucking Nikki Bella.
The only thing that I said that they could have done AEW wise, one more thing with Saraya, is I would have liked them to do a match with her and Harley and her pinning over Harley. Because that's Harley out. QTV was like an introduction for Harley, but where she really started, us here, even on this show, where we really started noticing how entertaining she was with Saraya.
Right? It'd be nice if that would have played out. But hey.
Yeah. He's been nothing but said nice words about Toni Khan, because she basically asked for time off at the end of last year for the holidays, and then she felt like she didn't have a role anymore in AEW, and Toni Khan was like, I agree. Peace.
So yeah, overall, some would say a disappointing run. I would say about the run I would have expected. Maybe a little light by the end, but about what you're going to get for somebody with a terrible neck. I'm not sure what you expected.
Yeah, she's not the in-ring performer that she was 10 years ago. That's like 2 injuries ago now. And yeah, I mean, the only thing that she really wanted to do, she said in her interview and on her podcast, was she wanted to do a program with Mercedes Moné. But I mean,
yeah, you kind of missed each other. Sorry. Mercedes was out when you were champ, I think. You want to build it all in?
Yeah, she was in the crowd when you won the championship at All In.
And then you cooled off fast, as you should have. You should have been a champion in the first place. That's not even there. We're not going to get into it. Britt's removed too? Is this true?
Britt has removed AEW from her profile on Instagram and Twitter. But Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful Select confirmed that she is still signed to the company. And then Kimmy Sokol, who does a lot of conventions with Britt Baker, said June 2026. But that's without injury time or anything else. That's how long she's supposed to be with the company.
Shit. Jesus. June of 26. That is a long ass time away.
That's a year and 14 months basically.
Yeah, without injury time, I would bring her back and figure something out. Now AEW also has the creative to pull that off either, but you gotta try something.
I mean, I said it on In the Weeds earlier. I think that AEW needs more like women in like the creative room, because Jen Pepperman is not who I was thinking. But TNA fired somebody who's just TNA gonna TNA, but they fired Gail Kim this week, and I think AEW should definitely try to sign her for like their creative team. I think it would help out the women's division significantly.
I don't. Nothing against Gail Kim, but if you only get 2 segments a week, what do you want to do? Sorry.
They got the talent to do more, have more matches and more segments.
They certainly fucking do. I think let's say mathematically 2 segments out of 11 is close to 20%. They're speaking like 35% of this fucking show. I don't know why it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Well, I don't know why. Agree. Tony Khan hates vaginas, but I don't know why that's the case. Put aside your pettiness, sir, and put some more women on the show.
We got Annika who says, do you think they'll do the Mercedes match before she leaves? She's left. She's done. She's done with AEW, Annika. She announced it this week. So it's over.
Damn. Yeah. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. We got Patriarchy Finisher says, I heard that Saraya went to AEW to help her brother out more since she herself didn't have much to give back in ring. Yeah, she wanted to give her brother an opportunity to go to, a major company, and they did sign him, but they didn't really have use for him. He's not that good.
Oh, damn. All right. Good on her for being a soldier, but you can only do so much. Sorry, you're not wrong.
Yeah, they signed him. They kept him for like 6 months, and then they released him.
Damn. I love that. Jesus.
Y'all. Some of y'all are mean. Y'all think me and Jimmy mean. I don't know about that. Keep commenting. Send those super chat donations. We always appreciate the support. Backstage, we got one of the funniest moments on the show. We get Renee Paquette speaking with timeless Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa, bringing up the main event tonight. Them teaming for the first time in 3 years. As Storm said, not much has changed since they teamed up last, but Rosa reminds her that so much has changed, including her. She has a butler now, and the last time Storm and her were in the ring, she tried to knock her out and wipe her face paint off. Toni says that you make mistakes in the heat of passion. Rosa wants what she never lost, looking at that AEW Women's World Championship. But Timeless Toni said, enough of this gay banter. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, you're about to be double teamed like you never dreamed.
What?
Rosa says that tonight you meet the team, and she opens up her jacket to reveal the Thunderstorm shirt. But before she can finish saying thunder, Toni Storm says, Thunder Tits! And Renee Paquette loses it. Renee Paquette could not keep a straight face at all. Rosa had to remind her that it's Thunderstorm, but Toni says that not anymore. It's not. It's Thunder Tits. This got a huge chant from the fans in attendance live in the building. This segment was absolutely hilarious, and Renee barely kept it together. But Renee was basically call for the man, because Renee broke character fully. What did you think about this promo?
Fun segment. I don't know if I like Thunder Rosa getting over it that fast. Why she wearing a t-shirt? Whatever. I'm sorry. It was funny. Sure. We can't focus on the continuity. This Marvel-ass booking. Whatever.
Thunder Tits. Thunder Tits much better than Thunderstorm.
What are we doing? I'm here for buying all in on Toni Storm, though. Sure. We're just going to go whatever. We're going to go until the sponsors drop. I'm here for it. Keep going.
She's pushing the limits. We're going to double team like you never dreamed.
Sure. I'm here for it.
Biggest star in the company. We get Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis coming out as he goes one-on-one with Brody King. Brody King got a good reaction from this St. Paul, Minnesota crowd, as well as Kyle Fletcher getting a lot of boos as he came out. Fletcher charged with offense immediately before even the opening bell. He then rips off his pants like he's channeling Tai Chi, and then starts flexing after taking off his jacket. Yo, I was telling you during this matchup, god damn, this man gets more ripped every fucking week. Like, this is not the same person who came into AEW 2 years ago. This man is living in the gym. He goes from different evolutions of Randy Orton every week. He went from like 2004 Randy Orton to 2008 Randy Orton. Now he's pushing 2010 Randy Orton at this point. Brody King stood right behind him, gave Brody time to recover. Callis was trying to yell at Fletcher to turn around, and when he did, Brody chops the shit out of him. He scoop slams him and hits a running senton. For some reason, Fletcher tried to chop back, but was completely flattened by Brody. Wisely, we did get this shot of the Don Callis and the Don Callis impersonator in the front row. Wisely, though, Fletcher comes back. He hits a running leg lariat, but Brody caught a boot and then sent Fletcher over the top rope with a clothesline as we went to commercial break. Brody controlled most of the break, but was eventually sent into the announce table, allowing Fletcher to be in the driver's seat. He hits a nice tope onto the floor. Then both start trading shots until Fletcher dodged multiple lariats but could not dodge a big boss man slam by Brody. Fletcher was sent outside as Brody followed with a big tope suicida of his own. He placed him on a steel chair and then went for his crossbody against the barricade, but Fletcher leaped off of the steps and ultimately posted King. He hit a penalty kick and then a tope suicida once again. Fletcher wanted the count out victory, but Brody was able to get back into the ring at the count of 8. Fletcher hits this beautiful looking Macho Man elbow drop for a 2 count. Fletcher wanted a brain buster, but Brody reversed it into an exploder into the corner. They go to the apron. King wants a power driver, but Fletcher escaped with some thrust kick. Eventually, Brody gets control. He lifts him on his shoulders and hits a brutal looking DVD right on the edge of the ring frame. We get a slugfest when we come back from our second commercial break. They start trading thrust kicks and rolling elbows that leave Brody standing tall and in control. Short lariat led to a Gonzo bomb attempt, but Fletcher was able to slide out. He hits a big knee, and then he hits a very brutal looking stalling tombstone power driver. Goes on his tippy toes before dropping King right on his head, but Brody's able to kick out at 2. Fletcher went for a corner charge, but Brody turned him inside out with a big lariat. Both stumbled to their feet as King gets a splash in the corner, but then Callis took the official as Brody was going for the cannonball. Mark Davis runs out and pulls Fletcher out of the way of the cannonball. King tries to fight him off as Fletcher gets him onto the top rope, but another distraction from Davis leads to Fletcher gouging the eyes. He hits an Aluva kick, and then he finishes him off with a brutal looking top rope brainbuster. God damn. I was like, I was telling you at this point, I was like, we need Fletcher to get a finisher he could hit on everybody, because that top rope brainbuster should only be reserved for pay-per-view. But other than that, I love this match. This was a banger of a matchup. Both guys delivered. They laid it all out here in the ring, and it was brutal at times. The beating that Brody was giving Kyle Fletcher in this one. Post-match, you get Callis shook Davis's hand as Aussie Open start putting the boots to Brody King until the music of Powerhouse Hobbs hits. Excalibur said that the Davis and Hobbs match shouldn't be until later on in the night, but Hobbs doesn't care. He enters through the crowd. I love the badass Powerhouse Hobbs with him coming out and making the save as his music just continues. It's kind of like a jacked up New Jack, if you will. He attacks both Davis and Fletcher. King gets up and clotheslines Fletcher to the floor as Hobbs and Brody stand tall as we go to commercial break, and they announce that Powerhouse Hobbs and Mark Davis is next on the show. But man, what a match between Kyle Fletcher and Brody King. My other nitpick, other than the top rope brainbuster, is we need Brody to stop taking so many major losses, because you're going to get to a point where the fans stop believing in him. He has the fans behind him right now, and maybe they're just waiting for Buddy Matthews to come back and push them as a tag team. Like I said, when they first became the Hounds of Hell, they're my candidates to eventually be the ones to dethrone Hurt Syndicate. But Brody is so good. You need to capitalize on this, and we need a push for Brody. But excellent matchup here. What did you think about Fletcher and Brody?
I remember reading, or you might have told me, now I think about it, or one somebody in the chat told me, the MVP had a chat with Will Ospreay about less offense during his TV matches, because we don't need to see all that. He needs to have the conversation with Kyle Fletcher, because this is kind of stupid. I don't need a stalled tombstone. What was it a fucking few months ago? It was a spinning tombstone. All right, nigga, what are we doing? This is just moves sake. Yawn. This is a good match, really good match. Even I hope we are officially done with the will they, won't they ambiguity of Mark Davis. Fuck, he helped with the shock face, like, huh? Shook hands. I hope we're all. Mark Davis is the heel, and he's a piece of shit. I hope we're all in. Good, we're done.
It seems like that over the last couple, especially since Revolution. It seemed like he's bought in since he interfered in the cage match.
Great. Finish was stupid. No, it looked great, but it's gonna kill somebody one day, and then we'll all be here talking about well, accidents happen. Except we're all telling you right now, you should stop. It's gonna hurt somebody. Not a wrestling savant, but I know physics. And a giant man landing on his neck from that high up feels like a bad idea. Just a thought. And I was here for the Hobbs stuff. And I'm here for the way they handled it after the break. It felt chaotic. I could have done without announcing the match beforehand, but it did feel chaotic. When I say beforehand, I mean before we go to break.
It felt very ECW where a stable you go from one match with the stable to the next match with the stable.
Yes, very Heyman-esque here.
Yeah,
Last
but good,
time
really
Heyman
good.
and Tony Khan's book should every mission together ever.
We got a bunch of people saying Kyle Fletcher been taking his vitamins. Laugh face, smile face, and that he's on the AJ Styles diet.
Yeah, I was trying not to say anything as you were talking about. He lives in the gym. I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. Sure, I'm sure.
Lives in the gym. Got his
Chicken rice and broccoli, brother. Absolutely, Jordan Grace diet. Good luck to you.
That's the last time that I saw this crazy of a transformation in body. Is like Jordan Grace and AJ Styles and Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton. That's jarring. Look at all that muscle mass at 65 years old. How fucking old he is. How do you do that? Just eat chicken and broccoli, brother. Chicken and broccoli.
Brother.
That's true. Annika, you're right. I didn't forget. The niggas talking crazy shit. The frantic worlds of the world. Now that Malachi's bro, we can now officially see the actual talent of the group. Now Malachi's a bum. They never like Malachi. The talent of the group, Buddy and Brody King, doing their thing, brother. Rise. Sure, whatever you say. Fucking phonies. Fucking turncoats. Disloyal ass niggas. Lord.
You can't stand them. What do you think about the Aleister Black teases on SmackDown?
I don't need teases. Why is this is more Chat GPT shit? Why does everybody get teased? Just have these motherfuckers. Ricky Starks just showed up. I thought that was fucking fantastic. Just have these motherfuckers show up and kick somebody's face off. Please and thank you. Preferably Sammy, who's not facing Karrion Kross. Duh. Told you all. Why would he? You guys lost your minds. Triple H booking had y'all shook. Karrion Kross.
He's not even going to be on the WrestleMania card, it seems like.
That's better than fading Karrion Kross.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous.
I love you, sir. By the way, your promos are very fun. You do a great Jesse the Body impression. Nobody wants to see Sammy versus Karrion Kross. I'm sorry. No disrespect. Good Lord.
This man has been shitting on WWE this whole episode.
And no comments, by the way, about how I should give Triple H a chance and all this other shit. He's a hater. Okay? Right.
Maybe if you join us for a Rated Raw review, maybe. We got Annika who said, "Bruh, what happened to AJ being in the IC title picture? No, he's got to face Logan Paul at WrestleMania."
And then he teased the Braun Breaker thing. And then he went, "Oh, that's way too interesting. Let's not do that." Dom and Finn and Penta, what are we doing? This compromised ass card. Because I can tell this nigga shook. He's like, I gotta get everybody on this fucking show. Gotta make sure they love you. Just in case anything happens. I need everybody to have my back. All right. What you said, sir. Lord.
It's more important we get a Mexican on the card. I don't want to be accused of not seeing color.
Absolutely. Sir, don't care what these losers on the internet say. No Mexicans on the card. You give the brothers the tag team titles. You shouldn't have done that either. Scared of you niggas. Just do what you want. Though AJ and Logan's probably a good idea. If you're gonna put Logan on the card, which at this point, I'm not entirely sure you do. I mean, I like Logan Paul against my better judgment, but he's not the star he was a couple years ago. Sorry. Lost 3 times. It's over.
It's true. All right, following up from what happened in the end of Fletcher and Brody, we go right into our next matchup, which is Powerhouse Hobbs going one-on-one with Mark Davis with Don Callis in his corner. We get a special appearance from former NXT talent Von Wagner as a security guard, making his AEW debut. No one cared. This leads to both men getting in the ring. Security and officials try to stop them. Christopher Daniels out here to separate them. Don Callis joins the commentary team and says that Hobbs should be arrested. I was like, sir, that seems kind of racist. Davis and Hobbs tossed the security from the ring, and the bell sounded, and they just started clubbering at each other. Davis hit a suplex. Hobbs no-sold it and hit one of his own. Callis says that he replaced Hobbs in the family because with Davis because he's bigger, stronger, and tougher. Davis hit a brutal sliding forearm to the face in the corner, but Hobbs responded with a backdrop when he tried for a power driver attempt, followed up with a snap power slam. Hobbs lowered the straps and hit corner clotheslines, clubbering at Davis as the fans chanted "meat." But both were on the different pages as Hobbs went for a spine buster, and I guess Davis was going for an enziguri at the same time, so they just both fell down. They recovered though, as Davis hits a enziguri. He then runs off the ropes, and Hobbs hits him with the spine buster for the 1-2-3. This was painless. It was hard hitting while it lasted. Other than the botch at the end, this was fine for the amount of time that it got. It got like 3 minutes, and it made Hobbs look strong in the end. So Hobbs picks up a win, and I hope he's gonna be in the running for the Owen Hart Cup. I want to see Hobbs in there. He feels like a guy that could be like a dark horse type of one in there. Jimmy, what did you think?
I must say, I've been impressed. I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised at how they use Hobbs post the Moxley feud. The Big Bill stuff here, he's kept quite a bit of shine going. I'm happy about that. The match was fine, about what you'd expect from Hobbs and one of fucking Will Ospreay's boys, who was getting a push for that very same reason. But hey, Hobbs won, so we'll call it a win. Call it a win. I'll take it. Please and thank you. Don Callis, by the way. Dark Horse MVP this episode.
Yo, I was going to say the Don Callis family were all over this episode, and Don Callis he's in the running for best non-wrestler of the year so far.
Who else be in this conversation? Besides Roman.
I was going to say Heyman, and then you said Roman. I was just like, that broke me.
God
I was going to say Macaulay Culkin. I don't know who would be the WWE option for best non-wrestler, but for AEW, it's definitely Don Callis.
Yeah, he's great.
We got here Will Chisholm with a super chat donation. Thank you so much,
Thank
Will
you, brother.
Chisholm, once again showing your support. We appreciate you, and that's why we
Listen
will.
up, you prick!
Will says, how much you bet when Cody lose the title, the SmackDown after Mania, Malachi Black returns to attack Cody? LOL, we running it back. I would love it.
Please and thank you. Just do the exact same feud, except ended after the first match, which is the fucking squash. Please, this shit was great for fucking a match and a half.
Yeah, just end it like that. I mean, I think
that losing his belt though?
I think he should, but seeing his promo on Monday gave me some doubt.
Same.
Because if Cody wins, it's like
Yeah.
it's like, why did you turn John Cena?
What do you mean? He lost. You told him we had the match. He lost.
That would be the equivalent of Hulk Hogan turning heel at Bash at the Beach, and then Sting beats him at Road Wild, instead of him winning the world title against the Giant at Road Wild.
I mean, I guess my original plan for Cody was before the heel turn was he should fail. He should fail here. He should fail at SummerSlam, and then we should ride this thing out till the end of December. That's the whole point, ain't it? He's got to stay. He's only got until the end of the year to pull this shit off. However, he's a heel now, so yeah, Cena should probably win this fucking belt.
Yeah, it should be Cena wins, and then all these top baby faces are trying to get the title away from him before he retires and leaves with the title.
Top 8 faces. He's on SmackDown.
No, I'm talking about Cody, Roman, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, all these guys.
I love that. You give less of a fuck about the fucking brand extension Triple H does. What is this? We're supposed to have two separate brands.
Don't care. I'm not gonna care.
Got Cody and Cena on Raw, Punk and them on SmackDown. What is going on?
And the World Heavyweight title's been booked like a mid-card title anyway, so we know what the main title is.
That's true. No, that's certainly fucking true. Poor Gunther.
We need WrestleMania to end with The Rock holding the People's Championship, Travis Scott holding the Hardcore title, and Cena holding the Undisputed Championship, so we can have an Earth 2, Benoit and Guerrero holding their titles up at WrestleMania 20.
We need to forget The Rock was ever a part of this and just move on with life.
I know they're trying to.
Yeah. Fucking Rock just fucking comes in, throws creative plans out there. Can you imagine if he did this with Cody, which was his original plan? Turn Cody heel while I dip. What?
I'll be right back, guys. I swear. I'll be right back. I'm just getting some milk.
Oh, please. Triple H, you really scared of this, man? Come on, man. Just book the fucking show. Scared of The Rock.
I do think that the smoke in the Aleister Black vignettes is going to form into a 425 for the SmackDown following WrestleMania.
Oh, that sounds cool. I'm not mad at ruining a surprise. Sure. Babyface?
I can see it. If he's going to be babyface or heel, I think you should pair him up with Selena. Give him something different.
Yeah. Give her something different in particular. Good Lord.
Yeah, sorry. Please. Lexi Nair is backstage and she's speaking with the Patriarchy minus Christian Cage. She asks what is going on with Nick Wayne. Nick says that things are finally making sense to why Christian did what he did at Revolution, but he'll address Christian when he's there with him face to face. Last week was how you properly execute a plan. He glaring at Kip Sabian, as did Mother Wayne, and they both walked off as Sabian was basically left to think about what they had to say and then followed suit. I don't know what the direction is. What do you think is the direction with this patriarchy teasing dissension between Nick Wayne and Christian?
In most cases, Nick Wayne would be leaving, but in this case, I could see it being a swerve. Nick Wayne rejoins his father after some dissension. They seem to live that very much, particularly with young people like Yuta. However, I don't think I give a fuck. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm sorry, you guys tried to sell me on Nick Wayne. I haven't bought it. There's nothing to buy into. This promo here was fine, by the way. Better than fucking speed. But what do you want from me? I'll wait till Christian. I too wait till Christian's here before I give a fuck.
I just want this to find a way to do, Daddy Christian and Uncle Cope. I need this to lead to someplace. I need this to lead to Christian and Cope together.
Oh, you know what we can do? We're gonna continue the father thing. Ready? The more dissension is had, the more Christian just finds it to be a fucking headache, and he says he's gonna go across the street to go get something. Then he disappears from TV for forever. He abandons his fucking family, and then Nick Wayne could win the TNT championship, and then Christian Cage comes back. Oh man, I knew you could do it.
Yo, they really do the abandonment father.
I knew you could do it, son. I've always had faith in you. Let's split up that contract.
Or they just do He Got Game. They do the storyline from He Got Game. Fucking Nick Wayne becomes Jesus Shuttlesworth, and then Christian comes back with a big afro, and then they wrestle each other at the end of the story.
Yeah, that could be fun. I'm here for it. Listen, Nick Wayne is talented enough. I'm curious where this goes, relatively speaking.
Yeah, it's an interesting direction to go with them. We got a couple of comments here. We got Wrestling God back in the chat. Good to see you yesterday. Good to see you today. He says, I'm here in the chat again. How you guys doing? Plus, I understand people's frustration about the whole build to Mania, but I think I may have a solution. Here's what I think could happen. They say, you have Punk winning the triple threat against Roman and Rollins. And what if the favor is that if Punk wins, he will face the winner between Cody versus Cena at Mania Night 1 or at Night 2. And he faced Cody and win the championship.
Okay. I don't know you, sir. You apparently were hearing wrong. But I'm going to take out lots of frustration on you now that I've seen from a lot of Twitter. And sorry, this is going to be your first experience on the show.
It's your first experience of Jimmy Macram. Here we go.
In kayfabe, what has given you all the idea that Paul Heyman has the authority to do anything not involving Roman Reigns? Why do you think he's this favor should be he get added to the Cody and Cena match? I've seen that. Like, what role do you think Paul Heyman has in this fucking company in kayfabe, where he could just do what the fuck he wants? If he can do that, why don't you just have Paul Heyman the favor as he gives Punk the fucking belt? It's insanity. What do you think is going on? I don't understand where you think he gets his power from. But he can add a match with Cody. What are we doing? I don't understand.
I think that the only thing that really would make sense, and I've heard people say, "Oh, that's a disappointment for the favor," but it's the only one that makes sense because it does also benefit Roman at the same time. Is that Paul Heyman gets CM Punk what he wants? CM Punk I've heard people be like, CM Punk really wants the championship. I was like, not necessarily. He's talked more about main eventing WrestleMania more than he's talked about getting the championship. So if Heyman can negotiate and get it in the contract that it's the main event of WrestleMania, that not only benefits CM Punk, that benefits Roman Reigns, and that screws over Seth Rollins, which is the whole story of what we're doing here. Seth Rollins tried his darnest. He tried to screw CM Punk out of the WrestleMania main event at Elimination Chamber. But you're also benefiting Seth, but in the end, Seth is not going to be happy because Punk is also in the main event.
I don't mind that. I'm here for that. I don't particularly care who wins that match. Long as it's not. Actually, I do care. It should be Punk.
Yeah, it should be.
I was going to say as long as it's not
I
Seth.
do agree.
But Roman's not going to be around afterwards, so yeah, should be Punk.
Should be Punk. Punk should probably get the title shot at Cena, either at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam.
Ooh. Oh, no, you can't do it at SummerSlam, but then he'd have to be in the fucking, it wouldn't have to be. The King of the Ring.
Yeah, the King of the Ring. Yeah, I forgot.
Which originally I had John Cena in. Never won it, and you can get a lot of these matches these bums want to have with no offense, they're great wrestlers, but they're not John Cena worthy. Like Chad Gable wanted a match, Braun Breaker wanted a match. Who else? Sammy wanted a match. You do all three of those in that fucking tournament.
I love Power Driver Finisher, letting people know who's new in the chat. He's like, this is how the show goes. Jimmy rips us apart for our takes, and we troll him with our takes.
I'm not. I evaluate your takes on a one-to-one basis, and I get constructive criticism.
Evaluate. This nigga using SAT word. Evaluate.
Yeah, then I adjust them as needed, so you can go out into the world a better booker. I'm here to help. Now you're gonna think.
Thought that was gonna be so much worse than what it was. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, keep together.
I hope you go out into the world.
A better booker, right? So now you can think about where these things work and don't work, and where you can come on. I'm here to help.
Gotta love it. Renee Paquette is backstage with Hangman Adam Page. She mentions that he's entering the Owen Hart Cup after last week's promo. And in comes Swerve Strickland. He charges in and gets immediately right in Hangman's face. He heard Page saying that he'd get into his business with the AEW World Title. And Page says, "Bitch, did I stutter?" Yo, I was like, go ahead, Hangman. Prince Nana comes in and had to pull Strickland away. What do you think about this? This was interesting because I was like, I hope you're not teasing that Hangman is going to get involved in the Dynasty World Title matchup. I hope not, because we don't need another Hangman and Swerve match. Kids.
Oh shit.
Kids, send a super chat. So we don't need another Swerve and Hangman matchup that isn't for the world title. And we don't need it this soon as well. What do you think?
You don't need Hangman and Swerve to see each other for 4 or 5 years. I don't know where you all fucking land on this. Well, they win the world title, they can have another match. Why? You just seen them feud. Do everything humanly possible in that fucking cage. So much so that fucking it's just not as it wasn't as good as the first time they did it. And now they gotta fight for the belt, burn house down, choking babies. Like, enough. We did it. We did the thing. Can we move on, please? Please and thank you. Oh, the segment was good though. I enjoyed it. It's a nice tease. That's it. Just tease.
I got assaulted by my child. My child assaulted me by yelling.
Yeah, holy shit. Is she in trouble? Nope.
No, she's perfectly fine. Oh man. We got Ace who says this segment was good. And we also got Alexander Fitzgerald with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Alexander. Always appreciate the support in the chat.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Get all the smoke for Eric Bischoff. You got another Triple H on. All right, fair enough.
Dude's doing a victory lap for passing Nitro.
Like, motherfuckers picking on dead people. What the live guy across the street? Cocksucker.
But Eric Bischoff, he's too smart. He knew this was gonna happen. That's why he did his whole retirement speech.
Eric Bischoff's fucking he's hustler. In a nice way, sir, if you're watching.
Alexander says early LVP goes to Hangman's barber. I think y'all been giving Hangman's barber LVP since he got this perm.
Yeah, what the fuck is this? Perm. Yo, so glow. It's heinous. What a terrible fucking idea. Supposed to be a cool character, sir. Should have asked your wife beforehand. This is fucking awful.
Oh yeah, Erica's right. She's like, I'm not saying to go back to it, but it's nice to know the feud still works just in case. I mean, it's a forever feud, but they need to space it out if they're gonna do it, and they need to give us different variations of it. I'm fine with it if it's for the world title the next time they do it. I know Jimmy wants them to go longer without doing it, but I'm fine if they do it sometime this year if it's for the world title.
Sometime this year? Free TV, sure.
No, pay-per-view main event, world title.
Pay-per-view main event. Listen, no, we've done it already several times. Oh, one time for the main event. Enough on this. Fitz said Orton Cena. Yeah, exactly what it feels like. It's what that would feel like. But if we do it again, it'll feel like that.
It does not feel like Orton and Cena. Orton and Cena faced 3 times in 3 months. They faced in 2009. In 2009, they faced 3 times in 5 weeks.
So what? How many times
on pay-per-view in pay-per-view world title matches?
How do you have 3 matches in 5 weeks? How are you having 3 pay-per-views in 5 weeks?
Remember, they used to do like 2-week intervals with some pay-per-views. They did like Hell in a Cell.
That's less than 5 weeks.
2 weeks later, they did it was Breakdown. I think it was Breaking Point. Then 2 weeks
Uh-huh.
later was Hell in a Cell, and then 2 weeks after that was Bragging Rights.
This is
I
2009.
know I'm not. Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check my math.
I'm already here. September 13th. We're already
I'm
wrong.
checking.
September 13th, then October 4th, and then
That's 3
October
weeks.
25th.
Okay, they did 3 matches in 7 weeks.
A month and a half.
On pay-per-view. Two of which were only one was the pay-per-view main event, but it was 3 world title matches.
Swerve and Hangman have fought enough.
They fought 3 times in 2 years.
They fought in a fucking cage where somebody stuck a syringe in somebody else's mouth. Well, let's revisit that. How about we not? How about that's the finish? How about syringe in mouth is the finish? How's that? Just a thought.
Polished Jet says Tony's bugged out eyes in that clip gets me every time. Laughing emoji. I'm serious.
I'll say what makes it is that he's dead fucking serious about this, and then nothing happens. He totally means everything. He's not lying. If he took a lie detector test, it would absolutely pass. He fucking meant exactly what he said. Only to do nothing because he can't do nothing.
Then we go to a sit-down interview with Rated FTR. Tony Schiavone is sitting down with all the parties earlier today, saying that they all basically are next-door neighbors. Cope is responsible for some of the biggest breaks in FTR's career. This leads to Dax interrupting and apologizing, saying that their goal was always the AEW World Tag Team titles. But after 4 months of helping Cope, who failed twice, Cope interrupted and said he's making it seem like he kept them away from the tag team titles. But Dax like, no, that's not my intention. That's not my intention. He helped. He says that he also says that he helped them as Death Riders tried attacking them, put bags over their heads. Do you remember that? Harwood says that they were directionless for 4 months. As Cash Wheeler said, everyone knows he and Harwood are best friends, but not many know what Cope has done for them. When Wheeler was struggling, living in his car, Cope gave him a place to live without worries. Harwood again apologized and saying that he took things too far last week, but said they helped Cope go for his goals, but their goal is the tag team titles. And he's about to call out the Hurt Syndicate when Cash Wheeler interrupts him again, saying that he still wants them to do something with Rated FTR. He thinks that Rated FTR has a lot in the tank, and he thinks that they should go for the AEW World Trios titles. Cope agrees and says that there's a lot of juice left in their tank, so let's do it. He challenges the Death Riders for the AEW World Trios titles at Dynasty. Harwood agrees, and he says top guys out. Cope interrupts, though, and says no, Rated FTR out. And Harwood agrees once more to end the segment. Yo, I love the tension here. The tension here was very well done. I was just like, these niggas acting like they don't really like you. Y'all two don't really like each other, do y'all? Like I was like, goddamn, what's going on? There's a lot of tension. Later in the show, we did get the answer to the challenge as we hear from the Death Riders. Yuta says that he already hates FTR's guts, while Cope tried to rip him from his family. But his family is much stronger than Cope's. Claudio Castagnoli said that when the going gets tough, you start throwing hissy fits, and that's what the Rated FTR is doing. Pac says that it's their arrogance that they find so hard to stomach. It's Rated FTR who had the audacity to challenge them, and that's not how things work around here. They challenged Rated FTR to survive the Death Riders at Dynasty. So it was made official. It will be Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta of the Death Riders defending the AEW World Trios Championships against Cope, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler, Rated FTR. I really enjoyed that sit down interview because Dax Harwood was I know he was probably if he's still babyface, he was probably genuine, but it came off so disingenuous. Everything he was saying here, he's like, I apologize, but you kept us away from the titles for 4 months, nigga. You left him for like a month and a half. You let him deal with the Death Riders with Jay White for like a month and a half. How dare you?
Dax was the MVP of this for me, bro. This is fucking easy. He said, "That's why I'm apologizing like 4 or 5 times." It's fucking stuck. That's why I'm apologizing. I was like, this thing's ready to snap. It's like, keep interrupting him. Stop interrupting Dax. He's getting quite annoyed with you. I thought they were all really good here, I must say. No, I gotta be honest. I know they're just supposed to be the babyface here. That's not inherently unlikable to you. If somebody does that catchphrase, no.
Yes, I was like, this is why like Jeremy Lambert earlier on In the Weeds, he says he thinks Cope is turning heel because there was moments where Cope came off as a heel too.
I'm glad we fucking agree because what the fuck? No, FTR. I read FTR out. You just take our phrase. What the fuck? Yeah, it was good. This is really good. The other question about the timeline here. This is supposed to be earlier on, like
earlier today.
And the response is also earlier today, or that was during the show?
I guess that was during the show.
Well, fuck with Wheeler and fucking Pac doing that whole Moxley thing.
Good point.
We'll get to it.
We'll get into that briefly here. We got Annika who says Dax was acting like he was about to lose endorsements. That's why he apologized. No, I'm apologizing. I'm trying to apologize here.
Yeah, he had his glasses on and everything. He was like, oh, serious shit.
He was like, I gotta look smart. I gotta look very apologetic. Oh, I wouldn't mind this at all. Alexander says, I don't know how we get there. All in FTR versus Cope and Christian. Sign me up.
Ooh. Well, that'd be a good match. FTR has magic with anybody.
Yeah, they can.
I'm down.
I'm with it. We got King Potato who says this is some Talladega Nights bullshit from FTR. Like there's some trouble between Steak and Bake.
I always like the teases between the two of them. It never works out. They always stay together. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. We can never have FTR turn on each other. I feel like that's a bad idea.
Oh yeah.
We got Annika says, I think Dax said FTR rated FTR out once. Laughing emoji. Rated FTR.
Bitch.
Yeah. Because we all can't be top guys. We all can't be top guys. Steven Chambers says Cope accidentally hits Dax. FTR leaves Cope alone. I could see that.
Yeah, I'm down. How do you get Christian babyface?
I don't know at this point.
I guess you have what?
Or you have Cope turn heel on FTR.
I don't need babyface FTR. I'm already done with that. This all did start with Edge saying that Christian's group was going to turn on him at some point. Yeah. Maybe they do that. And then Edge makes a save. I'm here for you. Oh. And Christian go back into the shadows of fucking Edge. Guy he's better than. Insane.
He's accomplished way more in AEW than Cope too.
Oh, fucking egregious.
Then we got Swerve Strickland, the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. He comes out to a massive ovation from the St. Paul crowd. Bunch of chants for him and Prince Nana. He says that he's here to not call out the Death Riders, but to call out the AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley. But he says that he better have the balls to look at him eye to eye. This brings out Moxley as his music hits and he walks through the crowd. Nana goes to the floor to lead the ring to Moxley and Swerve as they go face to face. Swerve says that he's been allowing this to go on for far too long. People have asked why Swerve hasn't lent a hand to fight the Death Riders, and asks what happened to Moxley. He used to be revered, respected. He went hand in hand with the AEW World title. Now Moxley hides behind Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, even Wheeler Yuta, Marina Shafir, and he has the nerve to say no one wants to be the AEW World Champion. But Moxley doesn't have the nerve to be the champion himself, which is the reason why Moxley hides the AEW World title. He can't stand to look himself in the mirror holding it anymore. Swerve asks Moxley how his back is doing after last week, and said everything that Moxley used to describe himself, he's looking straight at it, looking straight back at him now. Claudio Castagnoli shows up behind Prince Nana as Swerve is ripping into him. Swerve glares back and sees Claudio there, but Claudio's not making a move quite yet. Moxley called off Claudio from attacking Prince Nana, and then Moxley said that it's not about himself at Dynasty. It's about Strickland. And he questions who and what he is, really. Moxley knows exactly who Swerve is and what he could be, as he has high hopes for Swerve. But on Sunday, April 6th, he'll let Swerve be everything he thinks he could be. How far is Swerve willing to go? When you're in pain and tired, the world bearing down on your shoulders, and everyone gunning for you, will you endure, or will you look for a way out and take others with you? Moxley says that Swerve hasn't suffered enough yet, but he will at Dynasty. Moxley's sport has been taken over by billionaires, Hollywood talent agents, and kids who sees the world through a filter. But guys like Swerve give Moxley hope for the future, making him believe what he puts his body through was for a reason. Moxley says that he's going to make Swerve work for it, though. He's not about handouts, and he will go through him right now. Moxley said that it shouldn't be a problem, as Swerve is the most dangerous man in AEW, right? Marina Shafir charged to the ring and got on the apron with a crowbar, but so did Willow Nightingale, who showed up with a lead pipe to confront Marina. Swerve said that finally Moxley is facing someone who is smarter than he is. Moxley bled pipes, Swerve bled buckets. Moxley fought in Texas death matches while Swerve won them. Swerve says that he will take the AEW World Championship. He will lead and restart the Dynasty era, and let him have fun continuing to play Jon Moxley on TV, which is a callback to a great line that Dean Ambrose once told John Cena in 2016 ahead of Ambrose, Cena, and Styles at No Mercy. So a nice little callback there. Moxley then calls off Claudio Castagnoli and Marina Shafir as they all retreat through the crowd, but Marina was visibly pissed that Willow stopped her from attacking Swerve. She comes back and sweeps Willow off the apron as they start slugging it out for a bit. Claudio then carries Marina Shafir away as Nana tries his hardest to hold back Willow, but Willow keeps pushing him off and dropping Nana on his ass. She has a brief even face-off with Jon Moxley, showing no fear. That was great. I love Willow's the toughest. Willow's wants all the smoke with the Death Riders. She was hitting Claudio at certain points here, and this sets the stage for.
Oh, Moxley has morals. A great psychopath. I don't hit women, really.
I don't hit women. I don't hit women. You know, I'm a world champion. I don't hit women.
Terrible.
That's our world champion, man. He's showing a good example here. Good example. But it sets the stage for next week on AEW Dynamite. What should be the main event is going to be a mixed tag team matchup. Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir versus Swerve Strickland and Willow Nightingale. It is a mixed tornado tag team matchup. So everyone in the ring at once. So that should be a wild, crazy matchup there. But I thought that this started slow. I liked a lot of what Swerve was saying in the early going, kind of bringing kind of a story reason why Moxley is keeping the title in the briefcase. Moxley said that no one deserves to see the world title. No one deserves to hold world title. No one deserves to challenge him. But Swerve kind of turned that back on him by saying that Moxley can't even see himself as the AEW world champion because he's not the Jon Moxley he used to be. He says that you can't even look yourself in the mirror holding that title. That's why you keep it in the briefcase.
Is that what he
so
said?
I like the fact,
mushmouth motherfucker. You can't even see yourself, but you don't even what? Spit it out.
But I thought the second half, once Moxley actually gave us one of the most concise Moxley promos in a very long time. Everything he said made sense and was actually logical for once here. I thought the second half of the promo, once he had his response and then Swerve responded again, I thought that was the strongest part of the segment. And overall, this was a very good talking segment, probably the best talking segment Moxley's had since he won the world title.
I would agree with that. Though it didn't start great. I was like, here we go again. And the fans were about to what him because he was babbling about nothing. But yeah, he kind of fixed it at the end. It's like, here's the pieces, which I appreciated. Yeah, I have the same thoughts. Started slow, picked up great. I don't. This all makes wrestling sense. Once you start looking into it closely, it doesn't make a whole bunch of sense. Moxley talking about hope for the future. I think it's like 5 days younger than you are. Like, what are you talking about? Swerve's like 34, 35 or some shit. Like, what are we talking about? The future. He's talking to Nick Wayne or somebody. Good Lord. Yeah, it made sense wrestling-wise. I thought Willow Marina, Claudio Nana was a nice touch, as is Willow getting some shine, finally. I have hope for this feud. How many more weeks we got? A month?
No. Next week is to go home.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think it was May 2nd. What's May 2nd?
No, May 2nd is Supercard of Honor. That's the Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
Oh.
Yeah, April 6th is Dynasty.
All right, well then it's over. It's fine. It's fine. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't need a long feud with these two. I just need Swerve to win this goddamn title.
Why?
Because anyone is better than Moxley at this point.
Stop reaching for instant gratification. This is your guys'
We
problem.
need to end the Moxley run on a high. We're on a high right now. He did the spike spot. He had a good promo exchange. Let's end it on the high. Let's not try to make this good again. It's not possible.
I can't put the belt back on Swerve. He's got nothing new to say. In this segment, he also didn't say anything new. He's the most dangerous man in AEW. I'm not sure how. You're quite literally standing across the ring. Somebody who's broken fingers, took a bat to the back, and done all types of awful shit while you were getting syringes injected into your face. Stupid. And got your house burned down. And did nothing about it. But whatever. Sure. Just keep the belt on Moxley until May. The Osprey match.
You really think they're gonna have him lose at Double or Nothing if All In Texas is weeks away?
Listen, you're really gonna have him lose here when the All In Texas is fucking right around the corner?
Yeah, have him lose here. Then you have time to build to All In Texas with Swerve as the champion.
So against who? Oh, Hangman, the title. Now they get no.
Hangman or Osprey.
You already did Swerve and Osprey.
Yeah. Do it again.
See? Right? This is what I'm saying. Why are we making ourselves the champion again when all he has is shit he did before? Not interested.
Or Jay White.
All right.
Put a Jay White. Do a Jay White.
Jay White's not main eventing All In. Please knock it off. Love you, Jay White. They don't love you like that. I love you. They don't. Stop it.
They don't love you like that, man.
Yeah. Just write it out. Do an Osprey. It's the end of the month.
I'm good on writing it out. I've done that.
Speedball. I know when I'm being trolled. Knock it off.
We got another super chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Chuck Berry says, had to get off the forklift and show some love with a super chat. Thank you for that. Got to stay on the right side of O'Shea. Or OSHA. OSHA.
Yeah.
OSHA. LOL. Speaking of safety and health, is your eardrum okay, SP3? LOL. It is. It hurt. It hurt with my daughter yelling in my ear, but I'm used to that. I'm about that life. Thank you. Thank you for the concern. I appreciate that. When you say ill,
weekly reminder. Our weekly reminder. What do you mean? I'm about to tell you. It's our weekly reminder for all of you. Pull out. I don't care how much you like her. Pull the fuck out. Please and thank you. If you enjoy your eardrums, pull out. I do. I like knowing what the fuck's going on. Who said what? Gotcha.
This motherfucker here. We got another super chat donation from Alexander Fitzgerald. Thank you so much, Alexander, for the support.
They go on Twitter. I don't see how this is going to work. This is absolutely ridiculous, Sid.
Alexander says, I never thought I would say this, but the Jericho Vortex looks better than the Death Riders Vortex. Free Willow from the Death Riders Vortex. crying laugh emoji. Nah. Willow is being positioned in the main event program. That's better than being in the Jericho Vortex. For someone, and I'm saying that as someone that hates the Death Riders and the Death Rider story, but I'm not going to shit on them after they had a good segment.
I love that. I'm sure there were days where Hitler didn't kill any Jews. That doesn't make it okay. Well, TV, so I'm taking it as a win. I'll say that. I'll take it as a win. Was she distracting? Yes. Did I know anything that happened after she showed up? Not particularly, but she was there. So that's a win.
Then we got a super chat donation from Genesis J. Thank you so much, Jay, for the support. Yeah, a couple of good super chats in a row here. Genesis J, good to see you, good sir. I don't usually see you in this stream, so we appreciate you.
Weapon in hand, too. And Blackpool Combat Club, they better wear out Kenny as long as they can. Hangman's going to come out here.
All right, maybe take the belt off him.
Genesis J says Swerve and Marina needs to step back when Willow and Mox get in the ring and start scrapping. I would love a Willow having a Ronda Rousey versus Triple H moment in next week's Tornado Tag.
No, we can't bury Moxley like that. And I know we can't do male on female violence for whatever reason. We can talk about tits. We can set people on fire. We can do all types of shit. But God forbid Moxley socks her shit. And it shouldn't be Willow. I love Willow. Don't touch Willow. But somebody else. I don't like the idea of this psychopath who is willing to destroy people, kill people, murder people. He took Darby down some fucking steps. Is not going to hit a woman. On what planet does that make any sense to you? Have you met nuts in real life? They don't particularly give a fuck about gender norms. I'm here to let you know. They just don't.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a good point. I won't front. Oh man, thank you for those super chat donations. Appreciate y'all in the chat. We got up next, we go backstage and we hear that Katsuyori Shibata has commandeered one of the cameras and he's following along and filming Samoa Joe and Hook, who are walking backstage, where Joe asks why Hook held on the red rum a little too long on Max Caster on Collision. Hook says that he's fun to choke out. What can I say? He's an annoying guy. As they walked up to Max Caster, who was talking to Top Flight and AR Fox, trying to get his chant going to them. He then brings up that his tag team partner is doing Dick All, and then he says all the fans are chanting, "Max Caster, you're the best wrestler alive. Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive." So Caster notices Shibata has the camera, and then Joe just yokes him up, agreeing to Hook that this was fun. And the Ops shook hands with Top Flight and AR Fox, and Hook told the cameraman till the death. So maybe we're teasing a feud of the Ops and the Death Riders down the line.
Pass on all this.
I laughed at Max getting choked out. He's always one of the funniest parts of the show.
Sure. It's kind of stuff. Sorry.
Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler of life. Shibata, what you doing here?
All right. Yeah. All right. I'll be nice.
We get Renee Paquette is backstage with Switchblade Jay White, who says to her that he's officially entering the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. He says that last year it didn't work out so well for White, who lost to Hangman Adam Page thanks to Christian Cage, and he got hurt for months in the process. Before we get to the tournament, though, he says, how about one of the original Collision Cowboys returns to Saturday night, and he issues an open challenge to anyone to meet him on Collision in Milwaukee. And it was announced later in the show that will be courtesy of another NJPW dojo graduate in Kevin the Jet Knight. So Kevin the Jet Knight comes to AEW Collision this Saturday. He goes one-on-one with Switchblade Jay White. What do you think about Switchblade joining the field for the Owen Hart Cup with Hangman Adam Page and Will Ospreay?
Is Kevin Knight any good, first of all?
Yeah. He's
How
really
long
good.
does the match go?
8 minutes at best.
All right. Jay White, good promo. He's always a good promo. One of the most versatile motherfuckers in the game. And I'm glad he's in this match. I mean, in this tournament, rather. I don't really put with the match. In this tournament. This is a loaded field. Assuming you add Hobbs or people of the like, Brody. This is already shaping up to be the most stacked tournament of the Owen Hart's history.
Yeah.
I know Punk was in one, but that's pretty much it. No disrespect.
Punk and Ricky was in that one.
And that's
That
a
was
pretty
the
big
final.
drop. No disrespect. Love you, Ricky. I'm just saying. It's like Ospreay, Hangman, Jay White. It's like Punk, Ricky.
Samoa Joe was in that too.
Oh, Joe's in there. Yeah. Joe's in there. So we put him in the middle between those two.
Top Flight are in their home state of Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota. They get the hometown pop as they are here for a bonus matchup. They're facing Alex Finley and Devoy Knight, Action Andretti, and Leo.
Random Negroes in the crowd. It's fucking insanity.
We see Big Bill and Brian Keefe are shown watching backstage. Darius hit almost a spear into a Manhattan drop, and then Finley tweaked his knee in the process. Dante tags in. He hits a corner enziguri, a big top rope crossbody, shotgun drop kick into a release German suplex. Then we get Darius with the muscle buster into Dante, hitting a massive frog splash for the 1-2-3. This was like a minute and a half, painless to the point. And it was announced on commentary. We'll see Top Flight going up against Big Bill and Brian Keefe. And we will see if Big Bill and Brian Keefe can get their first win as a tag team against an established tag team like Top Flight. I expect they do because probably the crew interferes.
Ew. I hate how see-through all this shit is. Like, we don't know till the last minute what we're doing. So we got to give Top Flight a win in their fucking hometown so then they can get a fucking loss against Big Bill and them. We've already established that Big Bill and them are next in line for the belts. So we've done a lot of this beforehand. Like,
to be fair, we thought the same thing when the Murder Machines versus the Outrunners. So we could get Top Flight getting the win here.
I'm kind of here for it. Just beating up Negroes. That's their job. We hurt people. We hurt Negroes.
We heard Negroes.
We heard Negroes.
Negroes. Also announced for Collision, she's back from the UK. Jamie Hayter will be on AEW Collision this Saturday in Milwaukee. She goes one-on-one with Queen Aminata. She's the queen to me. Glad to see Jamie Hayter fixed her visa issues that were going on. So good to see that.
Yes, thank God. And they changed Queen Aminata's her render. Thank God. I still like the blonde hair, but shit was awful before. Sorry, sister. We can't have you. All right, be nice. Yeah, be nice. I'm glad Jamie Hayter's back, and I'm looking forward to her reestablishing herself. I guess this has not gone great since she's come back. I'm a little annoyed. I ain't gonna hold you.
We need her in some type of title program, please.
What the fuck is going on? What is taking so long?
Then we get a Will Ospreay video package with Will saying that it's time to lead AEW into a new generation. When you hear this is where the best wrestle, it's where Billy wrestles, and it's time to restore the feeling. He will return to AEW Dynamite next week. Here last week.
Is AEW just filled with like narcissistic personalities? Nobody's like, hey, I want to win the belt because I want to be a champion. It's always like, I'm going to lead us into the future. It's like, everybody, Swerve, Moxley, now Ospreay. Good Lord. Don't you just want to win the championship? Taking over, leading us into the future with the best wrestling. Please shut up. Lord.
Then we get Mark Briscoe coming out for a one-on-one matchup against Konosuke Takeshita. Don Callis once again joins the commentary team where he says, despite being a degenerate, Briscoe is a fantastic wrestler. We got an early enziguri from Mark Briscoe and thrust chops in the corner. It led to a rolling DVD. He went to the top rope, but Takeshita cuts him off and hits a massive superplex for a 2 count. Both start trading corner charges with forearms as Briscoe sent Takeshita over the top rope with a clothesline. He gears up for a dive, but Takeshita quickly recovers. He comes back to the apron and hits a big brute. They both go to the apron where Takeshita spikes Briscoe with a DDT right on the ring frame. When things return from the break, Briscoe was biting the forehead of Takeshita and fights him out of the corner, allows him to get back into things. Flying forearm led to palm thrust by Briscoe. He dragged Takeshita to the floor this time, hitting a baseball slide and then a somersault senton off the apron, then a cannonball tope suicida. He goes on the barricade and hits a diving cactus elbow. He goes back in the ring. He looks for the froggy bow, but he misses. Takeshita hits a wild release German suplex. Briscoe no-sells and hits him with a big lariat, turning him inside out. They start hitting like exploder suplexes on each other, like 4 in a row, 2 for each of them. Then we get Takeshita after the last exploder. He explodes and hits a charging knee for a 2 count. Takeshita missed the home run lariat, so Briscoe hits him with the J driller. It wasn't until Takeshita rolled to the ropes where I was like, oh shit, I thought you were going to actually job out Takeshita here. He gets his foot on the rope though. Briscoe tries for the cutthroat driver, but Takeshita reverses. He hits the world-class elbow and then follows up with the Raging Fire 1, 2, 3. This was all thriller, no filler, a damn good matchup here. Takeshita is just so good. He is incapable of having a bad match, and Mark Briscoe is Mark Briscoe. He always delivers. This was a lot of fun. What did you think?
Takeshita, best male wrestler on the planet. I'm calling it now. I made my decision. With respect to Gunther or Ospreay or Swerve or anybody, it's Takeshita. This match is really good. I go great even. And spoiler alert, match of the night. Period.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. This was damn good. I love the Fletcher and Brody matchup as well. But yeah, I wouldn't mind any. I wouldn't argue with you if you said either one was the match of the night. And then finally, we had our main event of the show. It was Thunder Tits Timeless Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa teaming up once again, first time in 3 years, as they go against Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Excalibur was upset that Justin Roberts didn't use their new tag team name that Storm suggested earlier in the show. There's actually a sign of Thunder Tits in the front row. How did this person just made that?
Fucking loser.
Bayne did not budge at an early Thunder Rosa shoulder block, and then she hit a spinning body slam to Megan Bayne. Bayne turned her back and posed as Timeless Toni Storm tagged in and faced off with her. She backed off and tagged in Penelope Ford instead. Penelope hits a shoulder tackle, who followed with a springboard arm drag, seemed to deck Storm with a Shining Wizard, but Storm ducked it or no-sold it, and then tagged back in Thunder Rosa as they hit a double team, did the Hardy poetry in motion. Ford and Bayne took control and started isolating Rosa for a bit. Rosa and Ford started slugging it out until they collided with the double clothesline. Storm and Bayne tag in, and they finally start going at it. Bayne no-sold some clotheslines from Timeless Toni, and then missed a sledgehammer, allowing Storm to clothesline her to the floor. But once again, Megan Bayne lands on her feet. She pulls Toni out of the ring, but then she goes for a charge and she runs into the steel steps. Timeless Toni hits a tornado DDT on the floor. She rolls her back in. Ford met her with the Matrix Cutter, but then Thunder Rosa came in and laid her out with the Death Valley Driver. Bayne was back in and laid out Rosa with the face descent, but then Storm came in and started fighting her off. She tripped her as she went into the corner and then went for the Sweet Cheeks music, but Megan Bayne just no-souls the shit out of that. That's the best moment of this matchup. As Storm turns around and she's in absolute disbelief. Ford then got a waistlock on Toni, and then Megan Bayne went for a pump kick and hit Ford instead as Toni moved out the way. Toni charged at Bayne, but Bayne catches her, hits Fate's Descent. 1, 2, 3. Megan Bayne pins the AEW Women's World Champion and stands tall over her opponent at Dynasty. Ford celebrates with Megan Bayne as they pick up the victory here in the main event. Rosa tends to Storm, who is left looking spooked at everything that Megan Bayne took that had no effect, and can she beat her at Dynasty? Good way to close the show. Strong build to the Megan Bayne and Timeless Toni Storm matchup, and Megan Bayne once again looked like an absolute beast here. So good match. What did you think?
She needs to F5 Luther next week. I'm here for it. I need that in my life.
I wouldn't mind that.
Good match. Obviously, the main selling point is Toni versus Megan Bayne, and Megan Bayne's Brock versus Rock like dominance early on. I like it. I like the way they use Toni Storm recently, I must say. Ever since they bungled that shit to pay-per-view, which is still heinous and booking malpractice, I must say they've tried to make up for it as best they can. Toni Storm finally being positioned like Moxley, like Omega or MJF, and she's one of the main eventers in this company. I'm not entirely sure why it took you that long to fucking realize. And Megan Bayne's going to benefit from this. She shouldn't win because that's a terrible idea, but it's a nice little push.
There you go. So yeah, there was a lot of good matches on this show. I've seen people say that they thought the tag team matchup, this match, was the best match on the show. So good
those
stuff.
People are called psychopaths. And we shouldn't take their opinions too seriously. I like Toni Storm too, but come on now. Not gonna throw this out like crazy. Don't lose our minds here.
This is why I both love you and hate you sometimes. But but let us know in the live chat your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Out of 10, what did you give the show? Final call for Super Chat donation. Thank you so much to everyone who showed their support so far. But from me and Jimmy, for the March 26, 2025 edition of AEW Dynamite, in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Jimmy, out of 10, what did you give the show?
Did you do that?
Never seen that from you before. You did that. I didn't do that.
I didn't do anything.
You got it. You got it to the right. There you go. Yes, you did.
What the fuck?
There you go. It goes either way. Yeah, there you go.
8. I'm going with an 8. I was trying to decide between that and 8.5. That was a really strong 8.
Yeah, I'll go with 8.5. I thought it was an 8.5 show. All the wrestling was good on the show. Even the short match with Powerhouse Hobbs and Mark Davis was good. And I thought the promo work was also good with the Moxley and Swerve. The rated FTR sit down was probably the best promo on the show. And even the MJF and MVP portion of things was good. So enjoyed that one. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Match of the night, Jimmy.
Rated FTR's promo. Because promos are just as important as fucking matches. Even though AEW fans refuse to think so, they are.
So promo of the night, rated FTR, sit down interview. I agree. Match of the night, Jimmy.
Takeshita and whoever he fought. Oh, Mark Briscoe. Yeah. Sure.
I'm going with Kyle Fletcher versus Brody King here, but yeah, Takeshita and Mark Briscoe was great as well. Your LVP for the show, Jimmy.
Oh, poor fucking Brian Keith. What the fuck? What the fuck did I do? Just trying to work. Jesus.
I agree. It's Brian Keith, unfortunately, because MVP ripped him to shreds.
Jesus. Can't take this nigga seriously anymore. It's a nigga in a cowboy hat.
MVP for the show, Jimmy.
Oh. Ignoring the chat as always. Absolutely. That's all we do on the show. MVP? Jesus. That's tough. I gotta go MVP, I guess. Oh, damn. Really?
Oh no, he said something earlier, but I was giving him a chance.
Oh.
Bye. So I would go with MVP for the show. I'm gonna go the Don Callis family.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
But Jimmy, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they might see you again.
On YouTube at Jimmy Macram. We're watching Daredevil currently, which we've enjoyed thoroughly. Tune in.
Indeed. A couple of y'all agreed with Jimmy, gave it an 8 out of 10. A couple of MVPs for Timeless Tony Storm, LVP for Blake Christian as well. Yeah, I didn't even. I totally forgot that even happened. Don Callis family from Ace as well. Thank you so much for joining us live. Thank you so much for the super chat donations. As always, appreciate the support. And of course, if you are a member of the channel or if you haven't already become a member, hit the join button. We're going live very shortly here, about 1 minute, with our Q&A for this month. We'll be talking, me and Jimmy, our best matches that we've seen live, and we'll take any questions that any of the members have. So hit the join button. $1 a month gets you exclusive content, and you can join us for the Q&A. But me and Jimmy will be back with you next Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time with AEWramble, the best AEW Dynamite review in the land. So see you for that. I will be live with you on Saturday at 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time with the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. So join us for that as well. But for Jimmy, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 191. Have fun playing Jon Moxley on TV. We are signing off until next time.